Welcome or welcome back to Close to Creation. My name is Caitlin Esper and I am so glad you are joining me this morning with this view. It's incredible, isn't it? I don't know where you are right now, but right now I'm just about 30 minutes outside of Sedona, Arizona, and I just had the privilege of shooting the most amazing sunrise, and just standing here in this spot just gave me a new perspective on something that I wanted to share with you all today. And so before I share that, I want to acknowledge that I don't know what circumstances you're going through. I don't know what hard things or what valleys or mountain peaks you're experiencing in life right now, but I know that the Lord is good and that despite anything that you're facing, that He is with you in it. He is going before you, He is beside you, and He is going behind you. And so I just want to encourage you with that. But the perspective that I got this morning as I was looking at this beautiful view is, wow, that valley is incredible. I want to be in that valley. Like, it's so beautiful. I can't imagine what it's like to look up at the mountains on either side of the valley and just how beautiful that is. And so I'm standing here from afar. I mean, that valley is probably 30, 40 miles away from me. And I'm thinking, wow, I want to be over there. I want to be in the valley. Whereas over here, I'm not necessarily on top of a mountain per se, but I do have a higher view. And so from the higher view, the valley looks beautiful. But if I was in the valley, I'm sure that I would be looking up at the mountains thinking, wow, like, I want to be up there. I want to see this from a higher perspective. And so my perspective shift is that no matter where we're at, we're always feeling this sort of discontentment, if that's a word. I'm pretty sure it is. But we just don't feel content where we're at. Is that we're always looking at the next spot. We're always looking like, man, I wish that I was over there, instead of enjoying the view that we're in right now. And I know that, yeah, I'm in nature. It's easy to make that analogy. But in life, I feel like I just experience a discontentment all the time. I get to live this beautiful life where I travel around the country with my husband, and yet sometimes I miss having community or people that I can go to every single week and hang out with. I miss seeing my family. And I feel this sort of tug inside my heart and being like, wow, I kind of wish that we were settled down. But at the same time, I love this life. And I love that we get to do it. And I know that you probably don't full-time RV like I do, but I'm sure that in your life you feel that same tug of that you don't feel a sense of contentment. That you feel like you want to be somewhere else. You feel like you don't have the right job. You feel like you want a boyfriend or you want a girlfriend. You're not happy where you're at. Maybe you didn't get into the right school or whatever it is for you. We all face that. And so nature can teach us that we need to enjoy the view from where we are. I don't want to be somewhere else. I want to be right where I am because I wouldn't get to see this beauty behind me. And another thing I was thinking of too is that in life, like I said before, we're going to go through valleys and we're going to go through mountain peaks or mountaintop experiences. And in those situations, we need to find the beauty in them. Because as I get a different perspective on the valley, I realized that, wow, it's actually beautiful. And in our lives, we go through a lot of valleys. And again, I don't know what you're going through. My husband and I, we've been really sick the past week, and it's just been really hard. And so going off of a week with family and fun and adventure to going to being sick and basically immobilized in our RV and just not being able to go anywhere, it was really, really difficult. And so for us, it wasn't necessarily the worst valley we've ever experienced, but it was a valley. We went from the mountaintop all the way to the valley, and so it was rough. And your experience right now may be 10 times worse. It may be something completely different, but just know that when you take a step back and you look at your situation, your circumstances from a different perspective, you get to see it in a new light. You get to see that it actually does have some beauty within it or surrounding it. Because if anything, if you can't find anything beautiful about your circumstances, like I said before, God is with you through them, and that's beautiful. That He will never leave you nor forsake you, and that no matter what you face, He will be right by your side through it all, and that you can find a peace that surpasses all understanding in His presence. And so for Chris and I, like I said, it's been a hard week. But this makes me think, okay, what was beautiful in our circumstances? And what was beautiful is that we actually had time to slow down. And even though we didn't spend a lot of time together because we're really sick, we both don't feel good. It's not just like we're hanging out, just the two of us, playing card games all day or going and hiking all day. But the beauty in it was that we were able to rest our bodies. We were able to slow down a little bit. We were able to admire the views around us a little bit more. We got outside a little bit more during the day, and it was just wonderful in parts. Also really hard in parts, but it was really good. And so, we can learn a lot from these valleys and mountaintops of life. And I know that through the Psalms that David talks about the valleys and the mountaintops and all of that, and so beautiful. So I encourage you to go through and read the Psalms and what they say about these experiences. But I just encourage you to look at your circumstances, whether in the valley or on a mountain peak, with new eyes. Look from a different perspective. Maybe you don't have to go 30 miles away from your circumstances to try and look at them. But maybe sit down and journal about it. Or maybe just try and sit and have some quiet time and take a step back from everything going on and just spend time with your Heavenly Father who loves you, who wants to be with you, who wants to help you through this valley or be with you on this mountaintop experience. So friend, I hope this encouraged you. I'm so glad you joined me today, and I just encourage you to get a new perspective, but also get out into God's beautiful creation because there's so much we can learn from it. But until next time, it was great. Bye y'all.